Nah, this stays at home though. I'm not gonna bring this to work because that wouldn't look right, I guess.
My mama, she woke up every day and went to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us.
It happened right before 8 o'clock at the McDonald's on 9 Mile in East Point.
From our understanding, it happened near the drive-through window inside of the building, so in the employee area.
Investigators say it started as a verbal dispute between Harris and her employee. Harris asked the woman to leave, but
she came back with a mask on her face, and the only thing I seen was her hands. That's how I knew it was her. And she started stabbing her. I tried to stop her. It was no stopping her. She stabbed her everywhere.
Police say a customer, a CPL holder in line at the drive-thru, witnessed the stabbing and shot his gun in the air, attempting to stop the crime.
She left for 5 minutes. She came back with a mask on her face and a knife. Then she started stabbing her. She planned the murder and even posted on both TikTok and Instagram. Jennifer Harris was just doing her job. At 39 years old, she'd been working at McDonald's for 15 years, grinding every single day to feed her 6 kids. On a morning in July 2025, she sent an employee home for bad behavior. Instead, that employee came back with a knife and stabbed Jennifer 15 times. But here's what makes this case absolutely terrifying. The killer didn't just snap that morning. She'd been broadcasting her plans for months. She filmed herself talking about murder. She posted death threats. She even made a cake decorated with the words, "Death Wish." Every single warning sign was there, posted online for the world to see. Yet somehow, nobody stopped what was coming. This isn't just about workplace drama gone wrong. You're about to discover something much crazier. Because the killer didn't just document her anger at work. She documented everything, her violent fantasies, her complete breakdown from reality. This is a story of how Jennifer Harris, a mother of 6, bled out on a McDonald's floor while her killer tried to run away. Welcome to our channel. Please like this video, share and subscribe to this channel to help raise awareness and spread caution. At 39 years old, Jennifer had been working at the same McDonald's in East Point for 15 years. That's not 15 months or 15 weeks. 15 full years of early morning shifts, late night closings, and everything in between. She started as a regular crew member and worked her way up to management through pure determination and hard work. But Jennifer's biggest job wasn't managing a restaurant. It was being a single mother to 6 kids after their father went to jail. Think about that for a second. 6 children depending on one woman's McDonald's salary. 6 different personalities to handle, 6 sets of school clothes to buy, 6 mouths to feed every single day. Her oldest daughter, Antonia Griffin, remembers exactly what kind of mother Jennifer was. Those words hit different when you understand Jennifer's daily reality. She would wake up before dawn, get herself ready for work, make sure her kids had what they needed for school, then head to McDonald's to manage a restaurant full of employees and customers. After her shift, she'd come home to homework help, dinner preparation, and all the chaos that comes with raising 6 children alone. Some afternoons, when childcare fell through or school ended early, Jennifer's kids would show up at the McDonald's. They'd sit in a corner booth doing their homework while their mom worked. The other employees knew them by name. Regular customers would sneak them apple pies when Jennifer wasn't looking. It wasn't the life she probably dreamed of as a young woman, but she made it work. Jennifer didn't have the luxury of calling in sick when she felt tired. She couldn't take mental health days or long vacations. Her kids needed food, clothes, and a roof over their heads. That McDonald's paycheck was everything to her family. The restaurant became like a second home to the Harris family. Jennifer's co-workers became extended family. She'd share pictures of her kids' achievements, talk about their school activities, and worry about their futures, the way any loving mother would. But being a manager at a fast food restaurant isn't easy. Jennifer had to deal with difficult customers, corporate pressure, health inspections, and problem employees. She had to make tough decisions about scheduling, discipline, and performance. She couldn't just be everyone's friend. Sometimes she had to be the boss, even when it made people angry. Jennifer took her management role seriously because she understood what was at stake. This wasn't just a job for her. This was her family's survival. Every decision she made, every policy she enforced, every employee she disciplined, was done with the knowledge that her 6 children were counting on her to keep that paycheck coming. Her coworkers described Jennifer as fair but firm. She'd help train new employees and give people chances to improve. But she also knew that running a successful restaurant meant maintaining standards. She couldn't let one person's bad attitude or poor performance drag down the whole team. Jennifer was the kind of person who would give you the shirt off her back if you needed it. She'd cover shifts for sick coworkers, help with training, and always put her team first. But she also expected people to do their jobs and treat customers with respect. What makes Jennifer's story so heartbreaking is how ordinary it was. She wasn't famous or wealthy. She was just a working mother trying to provide for her family in the best way she knew how. She represented millions of single parents across America who work multiple jobs, sacrifice their own comfort, and do whatever it takes to give their children a better life. On that July morning in 2025, Jennifer was just trying to do her job. She had no idea that sending one employee home would cost her everything. While Jennifer Harris was quietly working to support her family, 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad was living a completely different life online. And if anyone had been paying attention to her social media posts, they would have seen a woman documenting her own descent into violence. Afeni wasn't just using TikTok to share dance videos or funny clips. She was using it as her personal diary, and that diary was filled with death threats, murder fantasies, and warning signs that should have terrified anyone who saw them. In February 2025, months before she killed Jennifer, Afeni posted a video of a cake. But this wasn't a birthday cake or celebration cake. This cake was decorated with the words, "Death Wish." She filmed herself with this cake like it was the most normal thing in the world. Who makes a cake about wanting to die or kill? Who posts that online for everyone to see? But the Death Wish cake was just the beginning. Afeni had an obsession with Chucky, the killer doll from horror movies. She didn't just like the movies, she wanted to be like Chucky. She posted about him constantly, bought merchandise, and seemed to model her whole personality after a fictional character who stabs people while making jokes about it. On March 30th, 2025, 3 months before the murder, Afeni posted a video calling herself the Lava Babe in Volcano Maid. When you call yourself Lava and Volcano, you're telling people you're explosive. You're warning them that you'll burn everything you touch. Then there were her workplace complaints. Afeni started posting videos about Jennifer Harris, calling her a bully and complaining about being sent home from work. But these weren't normal workplace complaints. These were angry, threatening rants that went on for minutes. Afeni was furious that Jennifer was doing her job as a manager. She saw discipline as personal attacks. She saw workplace rules as bullying, and she was broadcasting her anger to anyone who would listen.
But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody will have to do something about that. It's not funny.
She keeps sending me home early, Afeni continued in her videos. It's not funny. Somebody going to have to do something about that. She could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that stuff is going to catch up to her because it ain't funny at all. But Afeni's most disturbing posts weren't about work. They were about her neighbor, a man she called Wayne.
I'm just sitting at this park right now. I wanted I had to talk to my neighbor Wayne again and like clear up everything with him, because he always look at me a certain way or something, and I told him that like I don't want to have sex. I told him that, but I told him like I don't want him thinking that that I owe him that just because he do that for me sometimes.
According to Afeni's videos, Wayne had been helping her with food and money when she was struggling, but when he developed feelings for her and she rejected him, her response was terrifying. This wasn't just anger, This was detailed violence fantasy. She was describing exactly how she wanted to hurt another human being, and she was filming it for the world to see. "I don't want to hurt anybody," she said in the same video. "I swear to God, I swear on my life, I don't want to hurt anyone, but that's what he's making me feel like. I have to get away from him because I don't want to hurt him, because I will."
Like, he disgusts me. He's a disturbing image. He looked like a fucking disease. Like, he just looks so disgusting that I just want to, like, how I feel right now. I don't want to sound violent, but I swear, man, he make me want to break his fucking neck. He make me want to break all of his fucking arms. He make me want to break his fucking legs. It's not a good feeling, I'm telling you. I'm not a bad person at all, I swear. But this just, I don't know what it is. Like, ew. It's disgusting, man. He's disturbing me.
Someone has to swear multiple times that they don't want to hurt anyone. That usually means the thought has crossed their mind more than once. And with Afeni, it wasn't just crossing her mind, it was living there. In another video, she called Wayne a walking disease and a disturbing image. She said he disgusted her so much that she wanted to hurt him. "Somebody's gonna have to put him out of his misery," she said. "If I gotta do it, it ain't gonna be nice. If I got to teach this dude a lesson, it ain't gonna be nice." Afeni even called on angels to help her control her violent thoughts. "Angels, if you're listening to me right now, help me," she begged in one video. She knew she was losing control. She was asking for divine intervention to stop herself from hurting someone. But perhaps the most chilling post came in early July 2025, just days before the murder. Afeni had been sent home from work again, and she was furious. "Since they decided to bully me, let the universe show them what's next because it wasn't right," she said. "There will be hell to pay for that. Without a doubt, hell to pay."
I was wrongfully treated today at work. I was literally physically tapped on a lot of times, tempted so my button can get pressed and I can go out of character. That made me very unhappy. It was ridiculous because I know that I'm a great person and I know I won't be tolerating that. So since they decided to bully me, let the universe show them what's next because it wasn't right and there will be hell to pay for that, without a doubt.
She said it right there on camera for everyone to see. All of these videos were public. Anyone could have seen them. Family members, friends, co-workers, even law enforcement could have watched Afeni document her violent fantasies and escalating anger. But nobody intervened. Nobody reported her. Nobody took her threats seriously. We live in a world where people post everything online, but we've become numb to what we're seeing. We scroll past threats, ignore warning signs, and hope someone else will handle it. But what happens when nobody handles it? What happens when we all just keep scrolling while someone documents their plan to commit murder? Afeni Mohammed didn't hide her intentions. She broadcast them. And somehow, that made them easier to ignore. By July 2025, the tension between Jennifer Harris and Afeni Mohammed had reached a breaking point. What started as normal workplace corrections had turned into something much more dangerous. Afeni wasn't just having a bad day at work. She was having bad days repeatedly. Jennifer had to send her home multiple times for unprofessional behavior. This wasn't a personality clash between two people who didn't get along. This was a manager trying to do her job and an employee who refused to accept any form of discipline. "I got sent home 2 days in a row," Afeni complained in one of her videos, "and I came in on my off day to make up my time and she still sends me home early. It's not funny. Somebody going to have to do something about that." Think about what Afeni just admitted. She came in on her day off to make up hours, which shows she was trying. But Jennifer still had to send her home. What was Afeni doing that was so bad that even when she was trying to make up time, she couldn't act right at work? From Jennifer's perspective, she was dealing with an employee who couldn't follow basic workplace rules. As a manager, Jennifer had responsibilities to her other employees, to customers, and to the restaurant owner. She couldn't let one person's bad attitude drag down the entire team. But Afeni saw every correction as a personal attack. In her mind, Jennifer wasn't managing her. Jennifer was bullying her. She wasn't being disciplined for poor performance. She was being targeted because Jennifer didn't like her. Afeni was angry that Jennifer acted like a manager. She was upset that Jennifer had authority over her. She couldn't understand why someone with children would dare to discipline her at work. The situation got worse when Afeni started telling her co-workers stories about Jennifer's personal life. According to Afeni, Jennifer had told employees that she blacked out and pulled a gun out on her kids. Afeni was disgusted by this story and called Jennifer a psychopath. But here's the thing about that story. If Jennifer really pulled a gun on her own children, wouldn't there be police reports? Wouldn't child services be involved? The story doesn't add up, which means Afeni was either lying or Jennifer was exaggerating something that happened at home. Either way, Afeni used this story to justify her hatred of Jennifer. She needed reasons to see Jennifer as a bad person so she could feel better about her own violent thoughts. That doesn't scare me, Afeni said about the gun story. If she thought she was trying to intimidate me, that didn't intimidate me. I don't give a damn about her telling me about what she did. By early July, Afeni was posting videos almost daily about her problems at work. She felt wrongfully treated, physically tapped, and constantly called upon. She said her name kept getting called and she kept getting sabotaged, so her button can get pressed and she could go out of character. All I could say was stop talking to me, Afeni said about one workplace incident. And to walk into my space still bothering me, and I said, get away from me. Please get out of my space if you don't mind. I can't talk right now, and you still continue to touch me. That made me very unhappy. Afeni was building a case in her mind. Every interaction with Jennifer became evidence of bullying. Every correction became proof of harassment. She was preparing herself mentally for what she was planning to do. Then came July 10, 2025. Jennifer clocked in for what she thought would be a normal morning shift. The breakfast rush was starting, customers were ordering their McMuffins, and everything seemed routine. But Afeni showed up to work with an attitude that was worse than usual. Whatever she did that morning was bad enough that Jennifer had to send her home again. This time, Afeni didn't just complain or make videos. This time she made a promise. As she was walking out of the McDonald's, Afeni said 3 words that should have shut down the entire restaurant. I'll be back. Not I'll see you tomorrow. Not this isn't fair. Just I'll be back. And she meant every word of it. July 10th, 2025 started like any other morning at the McDonald's on 9 Mile Road in East Point. The breakfast rush was hitting hard. Customers wanted their coffee and McMuffins fast. And Jennifer Harris was doing what she'd done for 15 years, keeping everything running smoothly. Jennifer clocked in for her shift, probably thinking about her 6 kids at home and the long day ahead. She had no idea that this would be the last normal moment of her life. Afeni Mohammed showed up for work that morning, but something was different. Her attitude was worse than usual. The disrespect was louder. Whatever she was doing was so bad that Jennifer had no choice but to send her home again. This wasn't unusual. Jennifer had sent Afeni home multiple times before for unprofessional behavior. It should have been routine. Afeni should have left, cooled down, and come back to work the next day with a better attitude. But as Afeni walked toward the exit, she turned around and said those 3 words. According to court testimony, Afeni admitted that she drove to that park specifically to plan Jennifer's murder. This wasn't a heat-of-the-moment decision. This was cold, calculated planning. Afeni had a kitchen knife in her car. She grabbed it, put on a hooded mask to hide her face, and drove back to the McDonald's. The whole trip took about 5 minutes. At the restaurant, Jennifer was still working her shift. She was probably dealing with customers, managing her team, and trying to keep the breakfast rush moving. She had no idea that her killer was walking through the back entrance. A witness at the drive-thru saw what happened next. She left for 5 minutes. She came back with a mask on her face, and only thing I seen was her hands. That's how I knew it was her. Afeni found Jennifer and started stabbing her. The attack was brutal and relentless. Jennifer was stabbed multiple times, possibly up to 15 times according to prosecutors. She wasn't armed. She couldn't defend herself. She was just trying to do her job. She started stabbing her and I ran for help, the witness said.
Woman to leave, but
She came back with a mask on her face, and only thing I seen was her hands. That's how I knew it was her. And she started stabbing her. I tried to stop her. It was no stopping her. She stabbed her everywhere.
I tried to stop her. It was no stopping her. She stabbed her everywhere. The other employees were screaming, running for help, trying to figure out what was happening. This was supposed to be a normal Tuesday morning at McDonald's. Instead, they were watching their manager get murdered by a coworker. But then something amazing happened. A customer in the drive-through line saw what was going on and decided to act. This customer had a gun, and when he saw Afeni trying to run away after the attack, he fired a warning shot into the air. That customer held Afeni at gunpoint in the parking lot until police
our
arrived.
CPL holder in line at the drive-thru witnessed the stabbing and shot his gun in the air, attempting to stop the crime. The suspect ran out of the fast food restaurant, the CPL holder getting out of his car and holding her at gunpoint until police arrived.
If he hadn't been there, if he hadn't been armed, if he hadn't been brave enough to get involved, Afeni might have escaped. Inside the restaurant, Jennifer's co-workers were trying desperately to save her life. They applied pressure to her wounds, called her name, begged her to hold on, but there's only so much the human body can take. Paramedics arrived and rushed Jennifer to the hospital, but everyone knew it was too late. The damage was too severe. At the hospital, doctors did everything they could, but Jennifer Harris was pronounced dead from her injuries. Her 6 children found out about their mother's death through social media. Think about that for a second. Nobody got to sit them down gently. Nobody got to hold their hands and explain what happened. They saw it on Facebook or TikTok or wherever. Their mama's death became online content before they even knew she was hurt. Here's what I need you to think about. Afeni had been posting violent threats and murder fantasies for months. She documented her anger, her violent thoughts, and her plans to hurt people. Have you ever seen someone post concerning content on social media? Did you report it? Did you try to help? Let me know in the comments, because this case shows us what happens when we ignore the warning signs. When police arrested Afeni, she didn't resist. She didn't try to run again. She just sat there, like the weight of what she'd done was finally hitting her, but it was too late. Jennifer Harris was gone, and 6 children were now orphans. The charges against Afeni were serious. Prosecutors charged her with first-degree murder, which is the most serious type of homicide charge. They also charged her with carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent. But there was something else that made her situation even worse. She had a prior criminal record for stabbing someone before. During the court hearing, Detective Showers laid out the facts for the judge. McDonald's employee Afeni Mohammed stabbed McDonald's manager Jennifer Harris multiple times with a kitchen knife, he testified. Harris was not armed at the time and died of her injuries. The detective explained that before the stabbing, Jennifer had sent Afeni home for not doing her work duties properly. That's when Afeni told Jennifer, "I'll be back." After being sent home, Afeni drove to a nearby park, decided to come back and stab Jennifer with a knife that she had in her car. But here's what made the case even stronger for prosecutors. Afeni admitted everything. She told police that she intended to kill Jennifer Harris. She confessed that after being sent home, she drove to the park, made the decision to come back, and stabbed Jennifer with a knife from her car. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was premeditated murder. Afeni had time to think about what she was doing. She had time to change her mind. Instead, she chose to put on a mask, grab a knife, and commit murder. When it came time for Afeni's bail hearing, her defense attorney tried to paint a different picture. He told the judge that Afeni was 26 years old, a high school graduate, and was taking online college classes for a physical therapy degree. He claimed she had been in an extremely abusive relationship that involved alcohol issues, which explained her prior criminal record. The defense attorney even said that Afeni was a helpful person and a giving person who had once saved someone's life by encouraging them to see a doctor about skin cancer. He asked the judge to set a reasonable bail so Afeni could meet with her attorneys and prepare her defense. But the prosecutor wasn't buying any of it. They asked for no bail at all, pointing out that Michigan law allows judges to deny bail in murder cases. They argued that Afeni was a threat to the community because she had entered a public building with other people present and stabbed someone multiple times with a knife longer than 3 inches. They said there was a very high likelihood of conviction given all the evidence against her. The judge agreed with the prosecution. After considering all the factors, including the seriousness of the charges, Afeni's criminal history, and the risk she posed to public safety, the judge set bail at $25 million cash only, not $25,000, not $250,000, $25 million, and it had to be paid in cash. The judge also ordered that if Afeni somehow managed to make bail, she would have to wear a GPS ankle monitor and couldn't leave the state of Michigan. The message was clear. Afeni Mohammed wasn't going anywhere. She would sit in jail until her trial, facing the possibility of life in prison without parole. The most heartbreaking part of this entire story isn't the violence or the court proceedings. It's listening to Jennifer Harris's children talk about their mother after she was gone. Antonio Griffin, Jennifer's oldest daughter, spoke to reporters after the murder. But here's what makes this story even more tragic. Jennifer's children knew Afeni Mohammed. They had met her at the McDonald's when they would come to the restaurant after school to wait for their mom's shift to end. Afeni had given Jennifer's children stickers. She knew their faces, she knew their names, she knew they needed their mother, and she still chose to take Jennifer away from them forever. When the community learned about what happened to Jennifer and her children, people stepped up to help. Fundraising efforts were organized to help with immediate expenses and long-term support for the children's care and education. Local organizations and even strangers came together to make sure these 6 kids wouldn't be forgotten. But no amount of money or community support can replace a mother's love. No fundraiser can bring Jennifer back to help with homework, attend school events, or just be there when her children needed her most. Jennifer Harris will be remembered as a woman who sacrificed everything for her family. She worked a demanding job for 15 years, not because it was easy, but because her children needed her to. She died doing exactly what she had done every day for years, trying to take care of the people she loved most. Her legacy isn't the way she died, it's the way she lived, and the 6 children who will carry her memory forward. This case teaches us that workplace violence is real and preventable. Social media threats should be taken seriously. Problem employees need intervention, not just repeated chances. And communities need to look out for each other instead of assuming someone else will handle dangerous situations. This tragedy didn't have to happen. Every warning sign was there. Every red flag was waving. Afeni Mohammed told us exactly what she was planning to do, and we all just kept scrolling. But here's what I want you to do right now. I want you to think about your own community, your workplace, your social media feeds. Have you seen someone posting concerning content? Have you worked with someone who can't handle criticism? Have you noticed a neighbor or family member showing signs of violent behavior? Don't just think about it. Do something about it. Report it. Document it. Get help before someone gets hurt. Because the next Jennifer Harris could be someone you know, and the next Afeni Mohammed could be someone you've been ignoring. I also want to know where you're watching from. Drop a comment and tell me what state or country you're in. Have you seen similar cases in your area? Have you ever felt unsafe at work because of a coworker? Your experiences matter, and sharing them helps other people realize they're not alone. If this story affected you, if it made you think differently about social media threats or workplace safety, then hit that like button. Share this video with someone who needs to see it. Because the more people who understand these warning signs, the fewer families will have to go through what Jennifer's children are going through.